possible these days? Email with color and pictures. Your own personalized newspaper. Instant stock quotes. The entire internet, one click away. I mean, all the things you find only on the world's most popular internet online service, now more affordable than ever? I'm telling you, it's like living in the future. The future, now available on America Online.
Put the list back up.
No, we already tried that.
Put it up.
Yes, put it up.
It's not on the list.
What's not on the list?
Go ahead. It's got to be in there somewhere. Tick, tack, toe.
You're in. Order to disarm the missiles.
No, no.
So tell us about how does Ripple solve or deal with these problems? How does Ripple fit into
The blockchain use case?
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I joined, because I was at Facebook, I was very comfortable. People have asked me, they're like, I'm thinking about, working at Facebook. I was like, Facebook's a great place to work. So I'm here to say that right now. You get a call for an internship at Facebook, it's an amazing experience. And so I just want to say that, because it's not like I left a place that was not a really good place to be, okay? And it was a hard decision with very, very smart people and an amazing platform. But what Ripple has is a very clear focus. And the clear focus is actually commercializing blockchain at scale in financial services to address the problems around cross-border payments. And what attracted me to come to Ripple was because they were so focused on this use case. I tend to think when you have a new technology, what I experience is that, get the first valuable use case up and running. And it's really hard to do that. When it's spread like peanut butter across a whole bunch of different use cases, it's like, well, it could be identity. You could use it for food storage. You could use it for flower freshness. You can use it for all these amazing use cases. Yes, you can do that, and probably as this develops, most likely, certainly, all of those things will come. But it's done one use case at a time, right? And so, email was the first real use case for the internet that got mass adoption. And then people were shopping, but they weren't shopping and buying online, they were just searching for products online. And then it was a view only, but not transactional. And so my only point is that I am all about financial services and driving more financial inclusion and driving more prosperity and have people having more access to financial capital and transactions. And for me, Ripple's focus on we are going to solve cross-border payments, and that's all we're going to do, which by the way is a pretty big challenge in itself, is why I came to Ripple, to commercialize at scale the first enterprise blockchain use case in financial services.
5 numbers. It's got half the code.
One?
Put X in the center square.
No.
Six up.
There's no way you can win that game.
I know that. It doesn't. It hasn't learned.
I think, obviously, in the initial period, it was like, hey, if a Bitcoin can hit 20,000 and Ripple is at, I don't know, a few cents, there is upside potential. Mm-hmm. Our view is that ultimately the value of these assets is going to be determined by the use case. Mm-hmm. So the question is, what is the use case for Bitcoin? I don't want to challenge the market leader, so to speak, in terms of branding anyway, but who can afford to pay $15, $20, to make a transaction. So the original idea of that being, a currency for making trades between each other is probably gone with the wind. Ripple, we think, ultimately the price for transactions is determined by the folks in the consensus, and it is still fractions of a cent. So it's still the cheapest, it's still the fastest, 3 to 5 seconds. We've done 35 million ledger closes, since we began. Throughput of 1,500 transactions a second. So from all of those perspectives, it's a very solid, platform. What we're using with banks today is something based on the Interledger protocol because they didn't want to use the public ledger. But ultimately, when they use XRP for liquidity, that's when the two will converge. So from a use case point of view, we think we still have a solid platform, a solid base as to what is the problem being solved. Is it a big problem? And who is ultimately going to use XRP? And in our case, we think it's going to be financial institutions, it's going to be market makers who want to come in and play in that business. And it's a huge, as I mentioned, a $27 trillion base that is there today. So if you go by that, I'm not selling my XRP.
Is there any way to make it play itself?
Yes, number of players 0.
It's been super. We're having really good commercial conversations with our customers. So now more of our customers are live, they're in production, they're working on Ripple, sending high volume traffic. So the conversation we're having are much more about how can I connect to more customers, how can I do more on the network, how can I do more innovative things with Ripple. Great conversations also about on-demand liquidity and really making that liquidity problem go away through innovative use of Ripple and XRP.
Come on. Learn, goddammit.
Must be caught in the loop, storing more and more power from the rest of the system.
10 years from now, what do you think, where is Ripple? What is its role in our daily life?
Well, so, I think it'll be a much bigger company. We'll hopefully have not 100 banks, but many, many more banks. Not a handful of remittance companies, but lots of remittance companies. I certainly hope the company does well and the Johnson family does well as a result. But I think, I do really think about, I don't know what it means for employment, for inflation, for the role of other currencies, what it means for global power to have a truly global economy where we can look at the $23 trillion that are laying around in Nostra Vostra accounts that are sort of set up waiting for prepayment because money is so slow. Amazon, probably the most capital efficient company in the history of the world, has $1 billion laying around in accounts to pay employees somewhere or to pay a vendor somewhere because the system moving money is so slow. So I can analyze all that and figure out what that looks like. I can't imagine what a world looks like in 10 years when you can employ that worker in Bangladesh here from the States, or you can move, a Thai nanny can send money home from Japan to pay her family, to have her family have a truly better standard of living in places where an extra $5 a month is a difference, is a life-changing difference. Yep. I can't really imagine that, but I'm pretty stoked about it.
Ken, it's got the code, it's going to launch!
Status report. Major Dave, get me the president. Yes, sir.
We're honored to have a partner like Ripple because we think that Ripple gets it, and that Ripple gets it in the sense of developing like tech that works, and also the business development relationships and infrastructure required to actually launch products. It's obvious that a lot of the discussions around blockchains are very theoretical at this point, and that's sort of is what it is. It's unfortunate, but looking at what do blockchains actually do for us, it's super clear. Payments are expensive for a reason. They're not expensive just because people are greedy, or money transfer companies want to steal, or other kind of far-flung ideas like that. They're expensive because there's too many hands in the pie, and because most payments are actually funded with debt if they're cross-border. So if you have a look at a company like MoneyGram and their balance sheet, or even bigger ones, a big piece of the balance sheet is debt, because they actually have to spend twice if they're going to service payments. They have to spend on liquidity in dollars, and then they need to spend on liquidity in all these foreign currencies, and they essentially wait for the customers to pay them back. So if I'm Western Union, I get up in the morning and I might say, hey, I'm gonna service about $10 million worth of Mexican peso payments today, and so I buy $10 million worth with debt, and that is really expensive. And then I wait for my customers to pay me back by the end of the day. And so what's fabulous about blockchain and what Ripple's product brings to the table is that you take out the need for that working capital, and you can source liquidity on demand, and you can depress those transaction costs by up to 75%. And so our goal is really just to pass on all of that to the customer. And what that means practically is that while Western Union might charge you 8 or 10% to service a payment, we can get it done for 2% and still distribute cash. So we're really excited about working with the blockchain to do this.
And what you mean by using that to do the instant liquidity, just to clarify, is that it's taking, let's use US dollars to Filipino pesos as the example. It's taking US dollars in the United States, transitioning those into XRP through a digital asset exchange that uses US dollars, then sending the XRP to a digital asset exchange in the Philippines, who converts in real time back to Filipino pesos for the payout. So just to clarify, what it means is instead of Western Union putting money in the Philippines and holding funds there for instant settlement, they can just use XRP as a bridge currency between US dollars and Filipino pesos.
Right.
Well, anyone who's sent payments over digital assets, it's whether it's straight peer-to-peer or through RippleNet the way we do, I mean, it's amazing when it doesn't matter what day it is, it just works. And you're like, I just sent you this, and it's there. It's been an amazing way to send money to our customers, and not having the constraints, and being able to take care of people's needs and show them a result right away, because our business doesn't stop. We're a 24/7 business, and our clients are all over the world. It's hugely impactful to be able to take care of people and take care of our customers and win that delight at all times.
So what excites you most about the future?
What's exciting is that we just got notifications of Ripple's Net upgrade to InstaPay and Pay to Card, which are two additional features. One, it makes it even faster to go through RippleNet to get to our recipients. It's something that we've been excited about, and now it's available. I think that feature is going to be one of the, if not the most impactful features for RippleNet in that region. And then Pay to Card is great. So now if someone is out at the grocery store, they can, and they're getting paid through our system, we pay them for their weekly pay, and then immediately they have the money on the card.
It's learning.
Greetings, Professor Falcon.
Hello, Joshua.
strange game. The only winning move is not to play. How about a nice game of chess?